Okay, so here we are. We are at, got two bits. This took me less than like one song to listen to do, and I just did a nice little gentle kiss all the way around the edge at the very end, just to remove any steel that might have gotten heated up. So this is like soft spring steel. Basically, you could use like an old panel saw, because that's nice spring steel. You want soft steel that you are basically where you're basically hard working the edge to make that edge go from soft to hard and refined. So we're basically cold rolling the steel literally with a burr, and making it hard steel, so it's a little bit more like a hand plane stuff. So it's important to remember that we're working soft steel here, and that's really the difference. And when you go out, you probably get it on Amazon or Woodcraft or whatever. It comes in like a pack of 3. They also have a gooseneck scraper. I've never used that before, so I can't really speak to it, but really should get you everything you need for this material. It's really not all that expensive. I don't know that I'd go hack up an old panel saw just because you have one lying around. Maybe if it was toasted or you had no desire to use it, and it's just like a piece of crap, warranted superior blade, then have at it. It certainly can't help if you need, or can't hurt if you're trying to learn how to do this whole process. So anyways, we're gonna just go. I don't know how well this will turn up or focus. Let me get it in the vise, and then we'll try and look at like the scratch patterns from the wheel, and then draw filing it. Let's see it. All right, so here you can see some pretty deep scratch patterns from the grinding wheel. It's an 80 grit grinding wheel. You could probably do it even worse if you wanted to. But what you're going to wind up doing is you're going to wind up draw filing it out with a mill file. So rather than lots of files, I don't know my file terminology right now, but that have like a checker pattern or like a hatch pattern, this has all on one side. So it's just a number of teeth that are basically, when you draw, here we go. When you draw this across the blade, it's just a number of little chisel or plane files that are knocking off all the high points, and you're gonna get little pieces of metal, coming off the side. So definitely go out and get one. I can't really speak to what's good files these days or ever really. This is like a Grobet USA Grobet. So yeah, here we go. All right. So I know in this, so remember, you never want to file backwards. You only want to file on a push stroke. So the same thing goes when you're filing sideways. You don't want to accidentally be going the wrong way, which is the same thing, in the wrong direction, which is the same thing as filing backwards. So I know with this I have to go file on a push stroke in order to get a cut. So I've got this deep in the vise. If it gets too high, you may catch it, the metal may catch on this and want to bend around or whatever. So you want it nice and stable. And we're removing it, and let's see if I can get you down there. Let's see. You can see we're already a lot smoother. You can see some of the rough edges there on the curve still, but that didn't take long. Again, this is soft steel. You try and plane a plane blade, it's gonna skip right off the metal. So I'm gonna just work my way around. And I'll work my way around. I'll probably delete this footage. I don't know, it's probably not useful. Move it over there so I can get and you know, remember, it's important that we remain totally flat. If we go this way or this way, we are going to be removing the edges that we're trying to refine and pull a burr from. So it starts with your grinder at 90 degrees and filing and stoning at exactly 90 degrees. So we're going to remember at all times, and when we're stoning, we're going to use a guide. All right, I just have this little edge, and then we're good. So again, you don't really need to be refining these ends too much, but I want them. And because it's further out in the vise, it's catching on this and it's pushing side to side, which you got to be careful about, because again, you're gonna start rounding your corners. All right, so that is smooth all the way around, and it is now time for stoning. We do have a burr all the way around, so why don't we remove that burr first? All right, so just to show you, we do have a very ragged burr from filing, or from grinding and then filing. So let me throw just a piece of cherry, and let's just take a look at what we got with that burr. So you can see already we can create some dust here. No real shavings, but that just goes to show you, like, we do currently have a hook, and we need to remove that because we're trying to make a perfectly polished 90 degree angle. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna use our burnisher, and we're just going to, I would normally do this somewhere else, but just for the camera, just gonna push this burr up onto here, so then when we start stoning, we will immediately remove that burr. You could, I guess, work all edges up the grits. But I've had luck this way, so I'm not going to do that. All right, so I mean, again, from here on out, this is going to be all subjective. I'm going to say, like, ooh, there's a burr, but you're not going to be able to see it. But right now, we should basically have two little points. You've got your edge here, and you're going to have a burr up here, and you're going to have a burr up here. And stoning it is going to grind that off so we can start fresh.